Well, hey there, everyone, and happy Thursday. I'm Fox 10 News meteorologist Jennifer Lambers with an update on your forecast. And so if you stepped outside today, you're noticing some of those changes. We are introducing more of that sunshine. And so right now what we're starting to see is just some of those improvements. The snow, the ice, it's beginning to melt. And that's only going to lead to improving roadways. Now, before I talk about what we're expecting as we get closer towards the weekend, for any of the folks that missed it, I wanted to recap what exactly it was that we saw, the snowfall totals, because these were historic numbers. And just a reminder, I grew up in Kansas City, born and raised there, and this was a significant snowfall, even by Midwestern standards. So the fact that we managed to get all of that here locally really says something, and we racked up quite a bit of snow. And so here are going to be the snowfall totals for many areas across the Gulf Coast. So Milton picked up closer towards 10 inches, Pensacola just shy of 9, Mobile 7.5, Pensacola Beach 7.5, and Daphne a little over 7 inches. Now I personally live in Daphne and I measured it in my backyard, and these amounts are going to vary just a bit. Where I live in Daphne, we managed to get 9 inches at our house measuring using the tape measure out there. So it really dependent upon where you are. Some areas picking up more, but the main takeaway, between 7 to 10 inches of snow is what we picked up for many spots. Now also checking in on additional areas, Elsinore and Jay also showing 10 inches of snow. Orange Beach, Crestview, Navarre, our coastal cities, also getting closer towards 8 to 9 inches. So let us know what you got, where you were located, if you were able to measure just some of that. But again, historic numbers, they are records shattered. Once in a lifetime snowstorm that we were able to witness here on the Gulf Coast. Now this morning it was cold. It was icy, but look at this. We had some stunning pictures really coming into us here at Fox 10. So this is going to be from Roberta down on Ono Island. Just really, you can start to see that snowy sunrise. The snow still lingering on some of those buildings out there, but beautiful, vibrant colors. And that's what we saw just all across the Gulf Coast. So this one is going to be Snow Castle sent in from Rachel. And if you look in the background there, you can really just start to see some of the snowmen that are out there, those beautiful vibrant colors, but not as much sand right there on that shoreline. And then also this is going to be closer towards Blackwater Bay in Florida. If that tree line wasn't there, the skyline and the water would almost just combine together. So thank you to Chris for that photo. And then also here is going to be Fox 10 Studios. This is from my news director, Randy, just really showing the vibrant colors right there along with our tower in McGowan Park here in Mobile. So again, those are the snowfall totals. Here's what we had for this morning, and the good news is that we are starting to see improvement. So right now the time is 2:39 for your Thursday. And I want to go ahead and talk about some of what we're seeing out there. Now the temperatures, they're just resting in the mid to upper 40s. We're warming up, even seeing a few of those isolated 50s out there. And so this is helping things to melt. This is what we're rooting for, not so much the kiddos that are wanting to be playing in this, but in case you had to hit the roadways, this is really what we're wanting to see. So the roadways, they're beginning to warm up, but just a reminder, the areas that are in the shade, if you have thick tree cover over where you live, if you're traveling under any of those bridges or overpasses, you will start to see some of those icy conditions lingering behind. So this will start to be some of those changes, but the 10-hour temperatures, once we get further along into this evening, we will quickly tumble back down. Really expecting us to be below freezing once again, closer towards 9 p.m. So any of that slush, that water that's lingering on the roadways, it will begin to refreeze. So overnight temperatures, they're going to be falling into the lower to mid 20s for our inland areas, upper 20s closer towards the immediate coastline. It is going to be cold, hard freeze conditions once again out there. So it's going to be important. Make sure you still have all those precautions in place. It's going to be cold once again. Those roadways will refreeze. And so heading into tonight, you still have to have that hard freeze checklist. Those pipes, they need to continue to drip overnight. You don't need to have them dripping heading into the afternoon. It's just overnight once it will start to refreeze. And you don't need to drip every single pipe in your home. It's better just to have some on the opposite ends of the home. Just kind of scatter them out for which ones you're going to be dripping there. Pets, no question about it, bring them inside tonight. Plants, just make sure you're taking care of them. People, just wear layers, cover up your exposed skin outdoors, and then heater safety, a reminder to give it space. I've been seeing some stuff going around on social media already talking about the early part of February, so I want to go ahead and show what we have from the Climate Prediction Center, the CPC, that's been the talk of the town. Well, this one's actually showing the opposite of what I've been seeing online. The Euro wanted to bring in that next Arctic blast closer towards the early part of February. But do keep in mind, it doesn't mean it's precipitation, it just means it's cold weather, and really it just had that air closer towards freezing once again, not even as cold as what we saw the past few days ago. So it's really just those vibrant colors on the map that was bringing in some of that concern. But the CPC, the Climate Prediction Center here, not quite falling apart with that. Instead, what they're leaning towards January 31st to February 6th, they're showing above average temperature, so warmer than normal. That would put us over 60 degrees once we get closer towards the very end of January into the early parts of February. So it will be important to stick with us as we do get closer, and especially as we roll into Mardi Gras season right here around the corner. So the forecast is going to be extra important with all those folks spending time outdoors. Now, coming up on Fox 10 Live beginning at 3 o'clock, I'm going to be talking more about your forecast, what I'm tracking for the continuing days, or really the rest of the week we have, looking towards the weekend. And next week, our roller coaster of a forecast here on the Gulf Coast is back. Now we're going to be going on the upward trend of that roller coaster, and also your traffic conditions. It is rough out there. In case you're going to be heading out anytime soon, there are still many interstates that are closed out there at this time. Please just make sure that you are driving carefully.